Welcome everyone, my name is Jack and this is March of the Living. If I was going to describe it to you, I'd say it's FTL set in the apocalypse. It's zombies have run rampant and we have to survive, and it uses a lot of those same mechanics. From my impressions, I've played for about an hour. I'm walking through the worlds, I'm making decisions and engaging in fights, but it's very different because we're not in space anymore. We're now on Earth, or I presume it's Earth, and we're trying to escape. Now, it's got quite a different feel to it. We'll jump straight in with a new game. I won't continue what I've been doing, but hopefully I can share my impressions with you and let you know what I think of the game so far. When you start a new game, you pick a starting character. Now, unlike FTL, where you can just pick a race or a character and then customize the names of them, there's more of a focus here that seems on story. Now, I can start off only at the moment as Greg. I've played a couple of times with Greg and never survived, but Greg is prepared all his life for the world to come to an end. So he's got, some basic gear and he's got some basic traits as well. But it seems like the focus on narration comes into play with the other characters. So for Anna, I have to take Greg to safety. But, that's a standard, like get to the end of the game to unlock the next character. But for Derek, and I don't know why it's got a green tick here because I don't have him unlocked, but I need to find Anna's family to unlock Derek. And for Blake, I need to make sure Derek remains with his wife. It does sound like it's, it's just kind of a condition to unlock the next one. And with like FTL, I'm going to probably do a lot of comparisons to FTL because honestly, that's the game that comes to mind. And I love FTL. In FTL, you just have to beat the game with the previous ship generally to unlock the next one, or get to a certain, or it was like out of a couple of different achievements to get the next one. But here it actually seems like it's a bit more focused on goals or narrative-based goals for this setting. But let's start off with Greg. I will click Start Game, and we'll get thrust into the environment. So a few days before your house was raided, you caught rumors on your low-band radio of a place where people can be safe from the infection. As it's becoming harder each day to find supplies, you decide that your best chance of survival is to head east towards the so-called Haven. Let's start our journey. Now, one thing I will point out from the start is that this is a beta. It probably said there on the opening screen, I just forgot to mention it. So things are most likely going to change, be completely different, but this should be a good impression of what the game will be like. So we've got Greg, and this game seems to point towards having a larger party. Like, we have 6 people at the top here, but I've never been able to find anyone else, and I wish I could at some point. But it's probably a bit different to other games. Like in this setting with the apocalypse, you're not running into people around every corner. It is sparse and desolate. I got 20 pistol bullets, I got no shotgun or rifle bullets, got 5 bits of food, and Greg here, he's got full health, he's not fatigued or hungry or anything, but he's all good. I can manage my group, and I can look at his 6 inventory slots and see if there's anything to pick up. And then I can look at the traits. Awesome. I can, if I want to, eat or rest, but we're going to use the map. And here's our grid, and we have to get over here to this little yellow node to progress to the next zone. There seems to be 3 zones, but the beta only allows you to get to the first 2. We probably won't even get halfway through this zone, but let's start off, and we won't go to the city right next door. Let's progress onwards, and then I'll make my way down here because I think it'll make more sense to look at some other areas before we get to a city. The destination time is clicking down as we get closer, and the ground meter is showing you how close you're getting to enemies, and that will just go up and down. You can choose to stop if you want, but generally I found just keep on moving is fine. Now fatigue and hunger is going down. Hunger's going down very quickly. You are dumbstruck at seeing what appears to be a medieval knight using a sword to fight a crowd of infected. Ho, fair traveller, whilst thou lendest thy assistance. I am totally lending assistance. Lendest thine assistance. You boldly rush. Alright, so we're into a battle. Now, these battles are quite interesting, and again, it looks like it's really set up for a group, and I'm looking forward to playing with a group. I currently have just got the one character. I can select a character, and I can select a target. I can either click on here with the cursor, but I find it a lot easier just to click on them up here with their portraits. Often, I find it a bit weird because I might have one character selected, tell them to switch weapons or something, and then it'll deselect, which makes sense if I'm fighting with a group because I want to probably select somebody else. But when I'm playing with only one character, I probably always should have them selected. Anyway, so I'm going to pick someone here, and I choose my type of attack. I can either aim for the body, aim for the upper body, or not shoot at all. Aiming the upper body is less likely to hit, but if it hits, it's going to do like extra damage. Or I could aim at the body for a best chance. Or I could move actually, I can click somewhere and tell him to move. So I'm going to push spacebar to unpause. He should move, come to this spot, and now he's going to target. Now down here, it updates the hit chance. and so you can see how effective this shot's going to be, which I really, really like actually. When this bar fills up, he's going to shoot, and he misses. Got a hit. Gotta have to select someone new. Now the noise level here, if I make too much noise, it might attract more effective. And this really comes into play if I had, like, you know, 2 or 3 characters all using guns, and that would make a lot of noise. We got them all, awesome. Thank you for your assist at the night, says speaking normally. I used to do medieval reenacting, so I still get into character sometimes. He passes you a mixed bowl of bullets saying, take him. I'm better with a sword anyway, before going on his merry way. What a strange man. So we got some, and a fishing rod? Interesting. Okay, we'll take the fishing rod. And I have to manually reload my gun. I find this quite interesting that you have to manually reload it at the end of a battle. But anyway, like, you have to do it. In a battle, I can understand it, because it's kind of a bit of a frantic action. You go, okay, I need to manually reload him, or maybe I should reload now, I've got the time. And it takes time, as you saw, to process. Now, one thing which is interesting is I can actually move around on this, like, in-between screen. And once I've done, I can click on the map and go to somewhere new. We're making our way down to this town, aren't we? And then the screen, this moving screen, will still have my character in that same position. So when I get into a battle, that's where my character is going to start. It's quite interesting, because I think it means that you could arrange your group to be, oh, I'm hungry now, in certain areas, like maybe towards the edges of the screen. The sound of leaves crunching can be heard, possibly the wind. Uncertain, you continue to walk on anyway. You hear the crunching leaves again, this time accompanied by loud footsteps. But before you can turn, a woman runs past and you feel her bump into you. Seems pretty odd, but you think nothing on it until you notice she has stolen something from you. She's already too far from you to react. What has she stolen? She stole the fishing rod. She stole the one thing. I have no idea what the point of that thing is for. Wow, that's pretty hilarious. Okay, so we've got fatigue and we've got hunger. What are the penalties associated with those? Hunger, as you get hungrier, as you starve, you take a max HP penalty. So I'm going to eat. I'm going to choose which characters to eat. And currently it's just Greg. And confirm. Cool, that goes up and I lost 1 ration. Fatigue is a little bit different. The more fatigue you get, the more penalties you take to your hit, to your melee, and your speed. I can rest you if I want, but it's a dangerous area because we're essentially in the middle of nowhere. But we're going to try and make our way to town where it's a bit safer. I got a flash out, which is good. It's a bit short of a distance, so we should be able to get there fine. Excellent. So we've arrived at Green Spring. There's plenty of places to search, but before we do that, we're going to rest. And my character's going to attempt to search for a place to rest, but he might encounter enemies. Okay, he encountered enemies. We've got 5 enemies to deal with. That's not good. I can't tell where they all are, so I can see there's 3 of them here, but these 2 might actually be coming from behind me. Let's find out. No, it looks like they're all in front of me. That's 1. So we've got 2 rodders and 2 grabbers. Interesting. I don't like the grabbers. Oh, I missed. Okay. We need to move back. I can outpace these guys a bit, which is good. I'm using if I click on this, it makes my character turn around, which looks really odd. Oh no. Try and kill him. Okay, I'm out of bullets. Do I have a melee weapon? I have a hammer. Oh no, that one. Equip. Okay, so it's going to take a moment to equip. Can I run? Oh, I have to select Greg again. That's why I get confused. Okay, I'm grappled. So I need to push back on this guy to try and break the grapple. Oh, I'm getting munched. Oh no! Okay, the grapple's broken. Let's move back. Okay, we've lost quite a bit of health. Now I can actually just turn around and melee attack them. If I get all the way to the end here, I should be able to get that first grappler guy, just with the normal melee attack. Excellent. Okay, let's get this guy. He's a bit weaker. We focus on this one here. I can see their attack bars up here too, which is quite neat. Wow, we're both missing each other. Okay, I got him once. Wow! What's with this? His chance? Get him! Get him! Can I just not hit him for some reason? He's gonna kill me, isn't he? Wow! I actually died from that! Wow, that's the quickest game I've played. Wow, let's just jump straight back into another one. Wow, that was really interesting. So I've played, and sometimes I've been able to find a shotgun or a rifle fairly early on. You notice that this is now a new random layout, so let's proceed forward. Wow, I did not think we would die from that. Wow, okay, I'm going to take it a little bit carefully now. So I can actually continue to strafe those guys. I can skirt around them and run a bit faster, run to the other end, quickly reload my gun, take a couple shots, run past them to the other end. But I kind of feel like that if I want to be doing that, constantly running, to and from each side, it gets a bit not very fun, I gotta say. There's like the grapples and stuff which are a bit faster and can lock you down, kind of stop you from doing that if you are fighting them. But I'm looking forward to when I have a group of people and I can actually, try and make a line, hold them off from a distance. You decide to take a detour from the main road. After fighting your way through a trail of tree roots and overgrown flora, you come across an old abandoned house, long since retaken by nature's overgrown vines. You estimate it must date back at least 60 years. Walking around the side, you find an entrance held shut by thick rope, which you carefully remove. It leads down, which by your reckoning should lead to an emergency shelter or basement. Doesn't sound good, but I like these, like these stories, I like these encounters, and I want to know more. And this game has had plenty of them. I think I hit one or two, maybe twice in the hour and a half I've played. So it's pretty good so far, and I'm enjoying that. And I remember in FTL, I've played it so many times I can remember most of them. But it's like with this game, I'm not running into them too often, which is cool. I've never seen this one before. And I like exploring, and I like finding these encounters. And I think these encounters really give a lot of flavour to the game. While the gameplay is mostly in your decisions, and especially in your combat, I think these give a real good meatiness and flavour to the game. And what makes me want to play more, Out There was another one which I really enjoyed as well. You carefully climb down the ladder into the shelter. As you step off onto the floor, a squelching sound meets your ears. Immediately alarmed, you look down and find the floor covered in sticky blood. That is not a good sign. If you enter any room and there's sticky blood on the floor, it's probably not a good sign. Bodies, both fresh and rotting, have formed a large pile. The sudden overbearing stench threatens the bowl. You force yourself to leave before you puke. Recuperating from the ill effects of being inside a mass grave, you make your way back into the road. As you reach it, however, you hear a racking of a pistol slide being cocked behind you. Now that you've seen my little lair, I'm afraid I can't let you leave. A calm, suave voice states behind you. You have a bad feeling about this. So, preparing to fire. You duck the first shot. Okay, cool. So I'm going to pause straight away and select. And we're versing a bandit. We often, find these bandits on the road and whatnot, or off the road. But it often seems that these encounters end up with us coming back to the road because the fighting arena is always generally on the road or on the street. I've seen a couple other backdrops for being by a lake or by an outpost, like a little trading camp, and those were cool. But I kind of wish there was a bit more variety because you're going to spend a lot of time seeing this image, and it'd be nice to see, various things on the landscape, different layouts. Those would be really, really cool. All right, so let's. I've got my pistol. It's got 6 bullets. Let's target. Oh, I gotta select Greg. That's what's going on. Target and aim for the head. We've both got pistols. Okay, he's shooting, and he's instantly hitting me, stopping my thing from going through. So now I'm gonna. There we go. I will just use. Oh, he's got an old semi-automatic. So let's take a look at stuff. The old semi-automatic does 2 less damage, but it holds 4 more bullets. Well, let's keep the revolver for now, but reload it. Keep moving on. This doesn't actually connect with that, so let's move here so we can get to that city. I want to show you scouting in the city. Really, it's not that exciting. It's actually just a bunch of stats happening in the background. But we'll see it in a moment. A homemade sign with the sign food. That's not even the word sign. A homemade sign with the word food. And an arrow pointing towards a small house can be seen. Like, I know this is going to be bad, but I'm going to follow it anyway. You walk up to the front door and knock. You wait a minute and decide to knock again. You hear the door unlock to see an elderly couple standing in the doorway. You saw the sign, huh? Well, come on in. We'll get you something to eat. They guide you to a large dining room and introduce themselves. I'm Martha, and this is old bag. And this old bag is Tom. We'll be right back. Leave the house while they're gone, or remain at the table. Let's remain at the table. You decide to say, despite the couple being suspiciously kind, they come back with a small plate of food and coffee, and they place it in front of you and begin to eat. They briefly talk about how long they've been providing food for people while you shove food into your mouth and chug the coffee. They thank you for your company and wish you well as you exit through the front door. Oh, okay, that's the point of, like, it sounds like it's going to be really bad, but it's fine. We got our hunger filled up, but I don't know. So, one thing I've noticed is that the health bar goes from right to left, while the fatigue and hunger go left to right. A little bit confusing when I look at it, so it'd be nice if they went the other way around. Let's search something, because we died last time. I never got to it. Let's not try and rest again. you pick an area you want to search, and so that obviously will have different goods to find. Police station will probably be weapons and bullets, so let's go there. The longer I search, the more loot I can find, but the more, the higher chance of an encounter. But I'm pretty sure with the encounters, if you do have one, you still get the loot. So let's do a long one to make sure it happens. He walks for a moment. I think it's just an animation to say you're going somewhere. We see this little clock tick around, and we actually managed to get through with nothing, which is really, really cool. So we got lots of bullets and a rusty revolver. I don't know if a rusty revolver is any better. It's got a worse hit chance modifier and a worse attack delay, so that's kind of all awful. I might take it for the moment because sometimes you can sell stuff. One thing I like about this game, I'm going to search something else now, is when you go to a trading post, you don't actually carry money with you because money seems pointless. What you do is you're trading kind of like credit, like I'm going to say this pistol and these bullets are equal to this, and then you do a trade, like you got to do equal value, rather than saying I'm going to sell you this, get some money and save it for someone else and give them the money. I like that aspect, makes sense. Alright, we're going to die again, but let's go. I do have a bad hit chance the further I go away. Target someone else. Alright, let's kite them back a bit. Switch to standard shooting. Okay, reload. And then move down and around. I move fairly quickly. Excellent, I've reloaded. So now I can just walk away down here. And this is what I was saying, like, it can get a bit lame if you just, turning around, running to the other end, firing all your bullets. Alright, I'm going to reload with my one bullet left. Come back down here. And we'll turn around, we'll try and finish them off. Let's go for a headshot this time. They're both Rosses, thankfully. Get that distance again. And from here, we should be in the good 80s, or 70s. Hopefully it takes into effect when I fire. There we go, cool. We got food ration, we got some bullets, we got, shotgun, excellent. Excellent, we got the shotgun. I love the shotgun. Let's reload this gun. So when we go to switch to it later, it's already loaded, and we'll switch to the shotgun and we'll reload it. We've got 37 bullets, which is great. Shotgun is much better for taking out groups. Hospital, medium length encounter. Cool, we got a bandage, so let's get rid of that. These two guns here, put them back. Take the bandage, which I can use to heal myself for 2 health, and I'm down by 2, so I'll just use it straight away. Yeah, we'll just drop them and keep the spot. We'll find some more stuff in a moment. Alright, so it looks like they were coming from this end. I've either got single target, damage of 15, or spray for damage of 7. Let's get a bit closer and go for spray. Let's just go to here. Fire from here. How many shots is this one? Oh, 6! Oh, look at that. But it's not doing too much damage to them all. I would love to be able to see the tracer rounds. Seeing the bullets go across the street would be really useful in helping me to understand how a weapon works. Because I've really struggled actually to understand how a shotgun works. Like, for example, in this scenario here, can I hit them all? Like, it seems to just stop on the first one. So maybe that's the way it works, but I don't know for sure. I'd love it if the bullets, flew out, even if there's just a little line. But if it's done more on math rather than simulating the actual traces, then, or the actual rounds, then that might be a bit harder to do. Rightio, we've got a couple to go. So they're all getting quite low, and this is the point where you could quickly switch over to your pistol. But I have to go manage group and then click switch. I'd rather if there was quick switch button, like the first 2 I could quickly switch between them. Like that might make it useful because it means that it's more, I might be more inclined to quickly switch between a, well, I got most of them then, between a melee weapon and my shotgun. Let's switch over to the hammer. I have to reselect Greg. For some reason when you pick a weapon, then they become deselected. Come on, mate. There we go. It's getting pretty tight, actually. Got some cigarettes, but it might be not useful to us, but might be sick by others. Bobblehead and some food. Excellent. Okay, let's quickly eat. And then we can rest. And we'll proceed a bit further down the road to see what we can encounter. So I rest, and then we get to this screen here. So this is us resting, time's progressing at the top. And I presume at night time it's dangerous, you know, it's harder, maybe harder to shoot, because I know that the flashlight negates that penalty. So I wish though it kind of said if you moused over time that it would display that. I like the tooltips in this game. Often when I'm mousing over a character or an enemy, it tells me information about them, and that's really, really useful. I kind of wish it did the same thing for time. Like right now, you've got, plus 5% hit chance because it's bright daylight, or it's raining, you don't have as much. I've seen rain, there is rain, that is possible. It's nighttime, maybe let's move down the road somewhere. Oh, we'll go this way. It's nighttime, maybe you don't have a critical hit chance anymore. Those kinds of things would be really, really useful. So the growls are getting pretty loud, looks like we're gonna have a battle. Yep. Only 2 of them though, so let's switch. Oh, I'm still my hammer, see what I mean? Like I'll switch to a weapon, I'll forget about it. Let's switch to that. Pick Greg again. Pick an enemy. And go aim at the body. Shoot this guy here. Reload the gun. And he'll open fire again. Excellent. Cool. Oh, an old double barrel shotgun. Ah, now this is the gun that I like. So, if I put away the bobblehead, take that. This one here only has 2 rounds, but it has 20 damage. Actually, let's just take that instead of that one. I'll reload this gun, and we're going to have one more battle, because I'm going to need to show you the old double-barreled shotgun. It's so much fun to use. I'm going to have to also move into the middle. Can I select Greg and move into the middle? That'd be great, because it's... I need to be fairly close to these enemies. Okay, we've got to quick travel, because that encounter happened on our journey. We have to resume the rest of it. You begin to hear a faint sound of an engine noise in the distance, spinning around and scanning the horizon. Several bikers, or motorbikes with armed riders, are speeding towards you. Now, this is one I've actually seen before, which is interesting. Maybe there aren't too many scenarios. I don't know the actual count. I'm going to open fire, but I know if I flag them down, they'll actually give me some gear. I kind of wish, though, no, I actually knew that was going to happen. I kind of wish there was a chance that these ones open fire on us. That means I wouldn't be predicting, what was going to happen. Because I'd already done it, I knew that I could flag them down and get some gear. But I kind of wish that wasn't, that wasn't always the case. Oh, hold on. Jack, you haven't even read that text. You're kidding me. That's actually what they say. As the bikers join, they start like, oh my goodness, the developer's actually done what I wanted. That's amazing. I looked at it, saw the 3 options, and it looked exactly the same as the as the positive outcome, where they want to give you food, or weapons or ammo or something. But now they look at it, they want me to hand over their food. Developer, you've answered my query before I even realised it. Okay, let's fight them. So these bikers, they've only got 10 health, which is great. Let's spray in the middle guy, see what happens. 60% chance. Wow. Wow, that is crazy. Okay, so after finishing them off, you decide to look at their rides. Most of them to be good condition, but they don't have much fuel. Let's ride the motorbikes. So some time has passed. An hour. 2 hours. Okay, they're out of fuel. We grab what we can. Wow, look at this. Food, rifle, some health, though we don't really need that. A rusty shotgun. Awesome. And now we've got the rain as well. And now we're a bit further on the map. We are a bit further on the map. Very, very cool. Neat. Well, I think it's a great place to stop. I can't believe that the thing that I wanted to be in the game was actually staring. I just hadn't got around to reading the text yet. I was too busy wanting to explain my point. Well, hopefully, guys, you've got a bit of an understanding of what March of the Living's all about. We're trying to survive as we make our way through. We didn't get that far, but I think we've done a really good overview of what the game has in store. It's quite interesting, because when I look at this map, it says there's quests, there's danger spots, and I haven't seen those yet, and I'm looking forward to discovering more. The game is still in development. As I said, it's beta, so keep an eye out. I'll put a link in the description to the developer's website. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later.